constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card, good for use, at Bruno's Italian Market in Ventnor City for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
Seizethedeal.com.
Hothead, let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Oh yeah, it's on at Matt Blatt Nissan.
If you're currently stuck in a loan or lease, AJ the Trademan can get you released. Matt Blatt Nissan.com. It's on at Matt Blatt Nissan on the Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey. And how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Sponsored by Pfizer. Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screams. Go to the Gallery. Go to the Fanatic Sportsbook. Go for the win at Ocean Casino Resort. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
It hasn't been a good year for me. That's what it comes down to. I've been working hard. I've been doing everything I need to do, and the results just ain't coming from me. I thought there was a little bit more uptake today, but didn't execute, didn't get ahead. Losing back 2 strikes and put guys away, and so just not getting done right now at all.
That was Taiwan Walker last night. Stated the obvious. He wasn't very good. He hasn't been very good. He did say it's the best he felt ever, and then he kind of like all year at least. The Walker thing we thought was gone, Mike Gary, but it was back last night. Phillies make a mistake going back there. Does it not really matter? Do they have another option? Is it a bad message to the team? What do you make of the way that game went last night? And look, it's, not only did he pitch bad, I mean, it was home run derby last night. And you just say, look, how much, you only have, 9 games left. But that game last night with Walker, would you have gone back to Walker or done something different? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and his answer was, "Look, I got to save the bullpen. We play 6 games in a row. I don't." Right, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, listen, and the Walker thing, he's generally had like one blow up inning. Like it's like, oh, he'll throw 2 good innings, and then the third inning is the one that gets him. I guess there's that element of, all right, he kind of got hit around, but maybe he's now settled into this game, and I don't want to go to my bullpen. That being said, he was not good. And the reporter, I don't know who it was, said, "Why'd you go for him there? And who did you want me to pitch?" was what he said, essentially. And the reporter didn't really have an answer. That's the issue, is they don't really have an option, and that's why Walker keeps getting thrown out there. A lot of it, I would imagine, Mike, has to do with that $18 million price tag. Really? Yeah, keep in mind, Mike, you mentioned it. They owe him 2 more years, $36 million. Yeah, that's not good. I got a lot of people, they're texting in Kobe Allard. Why didn't he start? Listen, Kobe Allard's a guy who has a career ERA of almost 6. So it's people are acting like that would have solved all their issues. Hey, if they would have gone with Allard last night, great. At some point, the Allard pixie dust wears off too. So I think you said it at the beginning. They just don't have a great 5th option right now, and they got to hope that those 2 starts, last night and the next one, aren't the 2 that do them in. Yeah, how much it was? You were there last night. I mean, the balls were just, these were Titanic blasts. And Alonso hit that bomb. I mean, it was just, I felt bad for the guy at some point. And he's a guy who's had success. He's been an all-star, and he's like, I just don't have it anymore. Like, you're watching a guy, Mike, a professional, in real time, have the realization that he just doesn't have it anymore. Wow. And Mike, you mentioned it. This guy last year, you can make an argument that he kept them in the race in the summer last year. He was probably their best pitcher in a couple of months last year. You go to June, he had 6 starts. He was 5-1 with a 150 ERA. I mean, you think about that. He had 6 starts. He was 5-1 with a 1.50 ERA and a 0.889 WHIP. Those are Cy Young type of numbers. No, and that's what I think, people judge night to night and not big picture. Taijuan Walker will not be on the playoff roster, and he will never throw a pitch in the playoffs. If you wanted Kobe Allard to throw last night, fine. You could have had somebody like that throw. The last time Allard threw, he did not pitch very well, and the Phillies decided, hey, let's just see if we flip the script here, and it did not work. But like you said, Walker will not be on the playoff roster, and that's it. The big thing was they talked about this on the broadcast last night. Smoltz talked about the Snedeker comment that kind of, ticked the Phillies off a little bit in that they don't like the playoff setup. But if you're the Phillies, do you like the playoff setup? uh, did anybody ask Rob why they switched Bohm and Castellanos back? All right, Mike McGarry from the Press of Atlantic City. The Eagles take on the Saints. Are you a believer in this Saints team? How dangerous do you think they are at New Orleans this weekend?
Defense has been a big problem, and they have a big problem with the Saints offense on Sunday. We'll talk more about that. Joel Embiid gets a 3-year extension, $192.9 million max deal. So now he's up to $299 million. Did the Sixers need to make this deal? Did they need to sign this extension now? He's here now for 5 more seasons. Good deal, or would you have waited? Right, you jump out ahead of it, right? You jump out ahead of it before the market gets reset, and you have to, go even bigger. Mike McGarry, Press of Atlantic City. Where are you going tonight? All right, Mike McGarry will have coverage in the Press of Atlantic City, pressofac.com. And Monday, we'll be back looking at the Eagles and the Saints and the Phillies and the Mets. Feeling pretty good as a Met fan right now, huh? Yeah, they feel like a little Philly-ish there. One of those teams that gets in, plays well late, and then kind of is the team that you're like, I don't want to get stuck facing this team come playoff time. Phillies, Mets, Saturday and Sunday on 97.3 ESPN. Got Apple TV Plus tonight for those of you who want to watch the game. All right, Mike, we'll talk to you Monday, pal. Unbeatable lease offers from 2025 Integra for just $399 a month and $29.95 down. If you need more room, the 2024 RDX all-wheel drive is yours for just $393 a month with $49.95 down. Visit the Acura of Atlantic City on Tilt Road in UHD. With small but friendly dealers, see dealers for details. We're live at Charlie's, in Summers Point, Bud Light specials all throughout the day. And of course, they got the great wings. I always go chili when I'm here, by the way. I'm a big fan of the Charlie's chili. But wings are popping. We've already seen a bunch of that. Stop out on a Friday edition of the Sports Fast. John McCullough with the latest on the Eagles at 3 o'clock today. Stick around.
The hunt for October continues this weekend on ESPN Radio.
Swing a high fly out toward right field. As it sails over the wall for a grand slam.
The Philadelphia Phillies sitting high atop the NL East head to Citi Field to face the New York Mets who are fighting for a wild card spot. The Phillies at the Mets. Coverage begins tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern. With first pitch at 4:10 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
It's Phillies baseball on 97.3 ESPN.
Fantastic fall offers have arrived at BMW of Atlantic City. Right now, leasing a 2024 BMW X3 X5 39 for $619 a month with $5,269 days signing. Or leasing a 2025 BMW iX X5 50 for $699 a month with $6419 days signing. Both for 36 months at BMW of Atlantic City. Closer than you can. Located in Robert Township. Online at BMWAtlanticCity.com. Offers expire September 30th.
Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right call. You have the right team. That's why our Lowe's MedVest associates can help with game time decisions. Plus, use in-store mode on the Lowe's app to find what you need. Under pressure at home and want it soon? Order online by 2 p.m. to get it same day. Same day valid on eligible in-stock items and select zip codes only. Subject to driver availability. These vary based on purchase. Exclusions and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. Wrap up your workday with the all-new Chickies and Pete's Happy Hour with unbeatable specials weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Enjoy half-price orders of Chickies meaty and tender wings, one of our tasty and delicious pizzas, or an order of mouth-watering hot, cold, or fried shrimp. Plus $3 domestic bottled beers, $5 Tito's, and $6 seltzers. It's the all-new Happy Hour, weekdays, 4 to 6 p.m., only at Chickies and Pete's. Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. Now, for a limited time, it's buy one, get one free snow crab legs every Tuesday and Wednesday. Buy one, get one free, and enjoy the sweet, delicate flavor of snowy white crab meat. Pair it with one of our handcrafted cocktails like the Stoli Vanilla Creamsicle or the Bourbon Peach Sweet Tea. Top it off with Chicky and Pete's world famous crab fries. Buy one, get one free snow crab legs every Tuesday and Wednesday for a limited time. Restrictions apply only at Chickies and Pete's.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Take 10 grand off MSRP. 0% for 72 months. 0 payments for 90 days. Or 2 new Matt Blatt Kias for $222. You don't need a sports betting app. Get to Matt Blatt Kia and be a winner. You heard right. 10 grand off MSRP. And 0% for 72 months. 0 down. Or 0 payments for 90 days. On every clearly marked EV in stock. Currently stuck in a loan or lease? We want to get you released. New 24 Kia Forte LXS. Just $111 per month lease. Why not get 2 for $222?
It's gotta be a Matt Blatt Kia.
With approved credit, 10 grand off customer cash and dealer discount. EV9, $38,900 per thousand through KMF. 24 months, $111 per month, 10,000 miles per year, $49.52. Not all will qualify. Offers can't be combined. Go to mattblattkianj.com for complete details or 888-505-6670. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer, except for licensing, registration, and taxes through KMF. Rebates and incentives to dealer. Expires 9/30/24. Matt Blatt Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township, and on Route 37 in Toms River.
You're listening to the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
And it just keeps getting better.
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
Charlie, don't forget the Jack Thomas Memorial. It's Monday, October 28th at Great Bay Country Club. It's scramble, $175 per golfer. That includes green fees, cart, a buffet at Charlie's afterwards, gifts, prizes, registration, shotgun start, buffet dinner. It's all right here on the form. If you stop out at Charlie's, you can sign up. It is Monday, October the 28th at Great Bay Country Club. We're live at Charlie's for a Friday edition of the Sports Bash. Mike McGarry from the Press of Atlantic City and PressAC.com. Give us his thoughts. You know, the one thing I would have, he talked about, they start walking in that game with, I would advocate, but I don't really have another option. I don't think that it was necessary to send him back out there. played 6 straight games. I can't really rip that answer. If you wanted to take him out and put somebody else in there, Mike saying, hey, you were in that game, you had a shot. Walker's history has suggested that he kind of has a shaky inning and then he kind of settles into the game. So last night didn't seem like that was going to happen. I think they left him in there too long, but I'm not going to sit here, okay, and pound the table for his name is Colby Allard, by the way. People who are actually advocating to pitch the guy, if you're actually lobbying for a guy to pitch, at least know the guy's name. His name is Colby Allard, and he stinks. He stinks, all right? All right, John McMullen, Eagles and Saints, who's in and who's out, plus buy or sell. We'll do a little buy or sell on a Friday with Johnny Mack for the game on Sunday. You can listen to it right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Hey, Eagle fans, this is Josh Hennig inviting you to join me this Sunday for our 97.3 ESPN Eagles watch party at Doyle's Poorhouse in Tuckerton. Come out for your chance to win an A.J. Brown Eagles jersey and other great prizes we will be giving away at halftime of the Eagles-Saints game. You must be present to win at Doyle's Poorhouse in Tuckerton for our 97.3 ESPN Eagles watch party. Come out to watch the Eagles game this Sunday and win prizes at Doyle's Poorhouse in Tuckerton.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. I want to tell you about some unbeatable lease offers from my friend Rocco at Key Acura of Atlantic City. Now through September 30th, you can drive home the 2025 Integra for just $399 a month with $29.95 down. Need a little more room? The 2024 RDX all-wheel drive is yours for just $393 a month with $49.95 down. Visit Key Acura of Atlantic City on Chilton Road in Egg Harbor Township, the small but friendly dealer. See dealer for details.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you got to hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing.
Well,
he's now walking around barefoot.
Nate doesn't know how to
You
do
guys
the
need to
uniform.
try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free, so you have nothing to lose.
We didn't know if we could get
Whatever
it
you
in
do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
Something good to know from First Bank of Sea Isles.
we just figured out.
We have all of today's innovative banking products, just like the big banks, but we offer something they can't. A personal community focus. Let's get you started with Bill Pay. You save time when you pay your bills online. It's fast, easy, and convenient. First Bank of Sea Isle City, a community bank that delivers more for you every day. Personal service, today's technology, from the people who truly care. Learn more at firstbankseaisle.com.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Yeah.
Using recurring automated marketing text messages can
Really?
purchase message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter.
How'd they get that up there?
It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text LIKE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text LIKE to 42424. That's LIKE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Go for the endless ocean views and the non-stop entertainment. Go for the lucky whirls and the late night twirls. Go for the gourmet eats and the next level sweets. Go to celebrate. Go to rejuvenate. Go for an escape that's anything but ordinary. Go for the win.
I hate, like,
Ocean Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
When it comes to wings in the Delaware Valley, nobody beats the Piccalilli Inn. Whether it's South Jersey's best wings, tails, or ears, let them know you're sauce champion. All 10 delectable flavors are going head-to-head to battle for number one. When it's game day, you just gotta head to the Pick. Visit them on Facebook or at Piccalilli.com for their Pick game specials. And be sure to pre-order to guarantee your spot in Sunday's lineup. Nobody beats the Piccalilli Inn. Visit the one, the only, the original Piccalilli Inn, Route 206 in Chemong.
Home of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill, 97.3 ESPN.
That sounds great, guys.
WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. This is the Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. Now live from inside the Ocean Casino Resort Studio, here's Mike Gill.
All right, hour two, Sports Pass Live, 97.3 ESPN. John McMullen brought to you by Boardwalk Honda. Shop their lineup of new, pre-owned, and certified pre-owned Hondas online, boardwalkhonda.com. This hour of the show is brought to you by Broadleaf Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Broadleaf's trusted source for heating and plumbing service and installation for generations. Call them at 609-390-3907. As we get ready for the Eagles and Saints, John McMullen, Sports Illustrated, Birds 365, weekday morning, 8 a.m. on the Jacob Media channel. Joins us now with a little preview, some ins and outs of this team, a little buy or sell on the Friday with John. What's going on, Johnny Mac? Oh, good as always, pal. And yesterday you were afterwards. The report, the injury report came out and started all new scuttlebutt. We had A.J. Brown, which we knew. We now know about Chauncey Gardner Johnson and his availability for Sunday. Yeah. Do we know when this happened? Because he was not, I know Wednesday was an estimation, but he was not on the Wednesday report. And then all of a sudden Thursday. So do we know when this may have occurred?
John McMullen, Birds 365, and Sports Illustrated. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson
does not play, John. Give us a scenario.
Yeah, because it sounds like almost chaos.
Shaheed, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and Dallas did get back into that. Dallas did get kind of right around half. I mean, they scored. I mean, so it wasn't like it was over. But yeah, I watched most of that game, and you're right. I mean, Dallas could not stop the run. And I guess if you're watching what Philadelphia has done against the run, they run. New Orleans does a lot of the same concepts that Atlanta does. Yep. Johnny Max with us here. All right, on these Fridays, we'll try to throw some buy and sell questions pertaining to the game for John. We'll start with this one. The Eagles are 28th in the NFL in defensive efficiency. They are 31st in yards per play allowed. They give up almost 7 yards every single play. And they are 30th in pressure percentage. They ranked last Last year, they were 29th in defensive efficiency, 24th in yards per play, and 30th in pressure percentage. Buy or sell that this defense is worse than last year's? Yeah. And they've been good in the red zone for the most part. Are you surprised at those numbers? 28th in NFL defensive deficiency, 31st in yards per play. They give up 6.9 yards per play, and they're 30th in pressure percentage. Are you surprised when I give you those numbers? Mm-hmm.
I said, so about we trade him. You got this. I know, but you got
All right, John. The Saints have scored on all
15 offensive drives that Derek Carr has played in this season. It's the longest streak by any quarterback at any point of a season going back to 1978. So can the Eagles force a punt on Sunday? Well, and it's a good conversational starting point that this team has scored 91 points in 2 games. You figure there's got to be a little bit of a drop off where they just don't, click. Exciting. Yeah. No, he's a weird guy in terms of, he had that 1 year and he kind of got the money and then but he's kind of, you kind of think of him, I don't know, is he in like that Kirk Cousins kind of like, middle of the road? Yeah. They also have a bunch of guys. They also, John, have a bunch of guys that are kind of like Olave was really good at Ohio State, but he wasn't getting the same amount of publicity in the draft. Shaheed's just a guy who can run, but he's not a well-known player in college. Kamara, I think to me, he's the difference. I mean, Kamara was an awesome player. He was an awesome player on a bad team or mediocre teams. And then he got hurt. In the last 2 years, he has kind of not been a factor. But he seems to, a lot of times running backs, when they go away, they generally don't come back to the player they were. And he seemingly is back to that player. John, a couple more. Here we go. Buy or sell. The defensive player we'll be talking about Monday's segment will be Jalen Carter. You said it. He called his play trash. He was benched because he was late, and he's played, well, trashy. So is he the guy that we'll be talking about when you're on Monday? Well, we'll figure out what time you're on Monday. No? I'll leave you with this one. By the way, Eagles, including the playoffs, have lost 8 of 12 versus the Saints over the last 20 years. It's the second worst record they've had against any team they've played. So they have not fared well against the Saints and have not fared well in New Orleans as well. So buy or sell, if the Eagles lose this game and next week and are 1-3 at the bye, that the conversation will be about Nick Sirianni's job. All right, John. Yeah, well, listen, you're right. They put that there, and I think that they were confident that they fixed everything else. So far, not so good, at least for 1 week. First week, you had some good vibes offensively, at least some defensive things, but we'll see. Tough Saints team Sunday at 1 right here on 97.3 ESPN. All right, John, we will catch up with you on Monday. All right, Johnny Mack here on the Sports Bash, brought to you by lineup of new pre-owned and certified pre-owned Hondas online. Mike Lombardi in less than 20 minutes here on the Sports Bash. This hour brought to you by Broadlee's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, your trusted source for heating and plumbing service and installation for generations. 609-390-3907, online at broadlees.net. We're live at Charlie's in Summers Point. Great day to stop out. So nice out. My gosh, it is warm outside. Stop out for a little happy hour Friday at Charlie's in Summers Point.
You're listening to the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screens. Go to the gallery. Go to the Fanatic Sportsbook. Go for the win at Ocean Casino Resort. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Total Wireless is made to totally keep up with you. We now have unlimited data that never slows you down, covered by the Verizon 5G network, and all for less than $30 a month when you get 4 lines. And the best part? We give you a free Samsung Galaxy A54 5G when you switch to the Total 5G Plus Unlimited plan. Visit your local Total Wireless store today. Total Wireless, we're totally with you. Actual speeds may vary by location. For data management practices, see TotalWireless.com.
Oh yeah, it's on at Matt Blatt Nissan. New 2024 Nissan Rogue S, 0 down and 2.9% financing for 60 months. But when they're gone, they're gone. Have a trade? Bring it to AJ the Trade Man. He's paying cash, lots of cash, up to 120% more cash than KBB fair market value. Then drive home in your new 2025 Matt Blatt Nissan Kicks. Just $299 per month lease with 0 security deposits. And every new Matt Blatt Nissan comes with our 4-day love it or leave it return policy. Have a job clearing $450 per week at Matt Blatt Nissan? You're virtually approved today with 0 down and low 2.9% financing. MattBlattNissan.com. Unapproved Tier 1 credit for new Matt. Negative equity will be refinanced to the new vehicle. Plus tax tag and $589 doc fee. Offers can't be combined. Call 877-289-6670 or go to MattBlattNissan.com for complete details. 24 months, 10,000 miles, $27.99 due through NEMAC. PIN RC 738396. MSRP 31,115. Offer ends 9/30/2024. It's on at Matt Blatt Nissan on the Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Something good to know from First Bank of Sea Isle City. We have all of today's innovative banking products just like the big banks, but we offer something they can't. A personal community focus. Let's get you started with Bill Pay. You save time when you pay your bills online. It's fast, easy, and convenient. First Bank of Sea Isle City, a community bank that delivers more for you every day. Personal service, today's technology, from the people who truly care. Learn more at firstbankseaisle.com.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Tune in to the Bet365 Play of the Day during the Sports Bash with me, Mike Gill, every weekday afternoon at 5:45 on 97.3 ESPN. Made possible by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Powered by NJM. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. This is the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network.
Progressive presents a sports flash on 97.3 ESPN.
That's crushed to left field. Alvarez sends a high drive out of here. Second deck home run. 3-run bomb for Alvarez. 7-3 Mets in the fourth.
Mets Radio Network with the call. Tawan Walker gives up a career-worst 4 home runs as the Phillies fall to the Mets 10-6 at Citi Field. The Phillies and Mets continue the series today. Christopher Sanchez for Philadelphia. David Peterson for the Mets. Phillies need 1 win over the Mets this weekend to clinch a playoff spot. 2 wins to win the National League East Division title for the first time since 2011. 97.3 ESPN, your home with the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles and the Saints from Caesars Superdome in New Orleans on Sunday afternoon. Mike Sennett on South Jersey's home for the Eagles. 97.3 ESPN.
I got my together.
I got my together.
You can get your shots together, too. Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Sponsored by Pfizer.
From the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network, I'm Chief Meteorologist Dan Zarrow. Our cooling, drying trend continues this weekend. Having said that, tomorrow will be a pleasant, dry, seasonable last day of summer. A few clouds tonight, low temperature 62. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high 77. There is a chance of a shower Sunday morning, then mostly cloudy and even cooler, high 72. Coastal flood advisories continue through this weekend, minor to moderate flooding at high tide. Get weather 24/7 wherever you are. Download our free mobile app today.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card, good for use, at Bruno's Italian Market in Ventnor City for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
You're listening to The Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Hi, 3:30 Sports Bash Live. Michael Lombardi in 10 minutes. Sports Bash Live at Charlie's at Summers Point. Thanks to that gentleman who stopped out here. Said he came here just for us. Had some wings, Bud Light, and out the door. Nice to see you. Been listening since the beginning. Sports Match Live. What hour is it? 3 o'clock? It's brought to you by Broadly Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. It's good to see some people that have been here since the beginning of the show, way back when. We were back on 1450 AM, and we've made it all the way through to the FM dial on 97.3 ESPN. 15 years of the Sports Bash Live at Charlie's. It's our final happy hour Friday out on location. Phillies tonight, by the way, I got to find out. They're on Apple TV Plus, so I don't know what's up with that game here. But while we're at it, let me give you my Friday 5 brought to you by BMW of Atlantic City. Your luxury BMW experience is closer than you think. Take advantage of exceptional savings at BMW of Atlantic City. Shop their complete inventory online, bmwatlanticcity.com. All right, Friday 5. Let's take a look at this week's NFL schedule and give you the Friday 5 favorite games this weekend that aren't the Eagles game. Here we go. I think there's some interesting games. I know one of them off the top of my head is Dallas and Baltimore, right? Baltimore 0-2. Dallas, you know the story. If Baltimore wins, Dallas is 1-2. If Baltimore loses, they'll be 0-3. So that one is definitely on the Friday 5. I'm going Houston, Minnesota. How about that, Josh? Houston, Minnesota. The winner, 3-0. You like that one?
Justin Jefferson is good to go, they say, for the game on Sunday.
So I'm in on that one. That's the CBS 1 o'clock game. I'm going to go Pittsburgh and the Chargers. 2-0 teams. The winner of that game, 3-0.
And the lowest over-under of NFL Week 3.
Yeah, that's like the Iowa-Minnesota game.
It is.
So I got that game. That's number 3. Going Kansas City, Atlanta on Sunday night. I'll indulge on that. Atlanta at home in the Dome Sunday night. Did they clip Kansas City? I'll throw that one into the mix.
Travis Kelce said on the podcast this week he's playing like trash too, but he didn't say trash.
Number 5 in the Friday 5. Let me go. This is where there's a little bit of a drop-off. The Monday night games, neither one of them is very good. The Detroit, Arizona. I got some interest in that game. You got any interest in that game?
Absolutely, because I want to see what Detroit does coming off of that loss at home. Their offense looked great in week 1, not so great in week 2. Meanwhile, Arizona, they're putting up points and bunches. So, Mike, I want to know, can Detroit keep up with Arizona?
Yeah, I mean, Arizona, 41 points last week, and Kyler Murray's been playing really, really good. Detroit, Super Bowl aspirations. So that'll be my 5th game this week, the Friday 5. They're the 5 games. Yeah, they're the 5 games I have to now. San Francisco Rams also luster with some of the injury problems. I mean, how many guys are hurt in that game?
Everyone, it seems like except for the quarterback. Hopefully the quarterback's not next.
Denver, Tampa, Denver no good. Carolina, Vegas,
Carolina, awful. Miami, Seattle lost some luster with no Tua.
Right.
Chicago, Indy, I mean, the two young quarterbacks, if you're into those two. Green Bay, is Willis probably going to play again against Levis? Not great. And then the Giants, nobody can take it on the ground. So, they're my Friday five this week. They're brought to you by BMW of Atlantic City. Your luxury BMW experience is closer than you think. Take advantage of exceptional savings at BMWAtlanticCity.com. Shop the entire complete inventory online at BMWAtlanticCity.com. When we come back here on the Sports Bash Live from Charlie's in Summers Point, a former GM weighs in on the Eagles roster configurations and issues. Mike Lombardi is here.
This is South Jersey's official home for Philadelphia Eagles football. Eagles continue the 2024 season this Sunday in New Orleans against the Saints.
Taysom Hill takes the snap. He is running, tries to get outside. He is brought down.
Listen to all the action with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick with pregame coverage starting at noon and kickoff at 1 p.m. This is the play-by-play home of the Philadelphia Eagles. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Take 10 grand off MSRP. 0% for 72 months. 0 payments for 90 days. Or 2 new Matt Blatt Kias for $222. You don't need a sports betting app. Get to Matt Blatt and Kia and be a winner. You heard right. 10 grand off MSRP. And 0% for 72 months. 0 down. Or 0 payments for 90 days. On every clearly marked EV and stock. Currently stuck in a loan or lease? We want to get you released. New 24 Kia Forte LXS. Just $111 per month lease. Why not get 2 for $222?
It's gotta be a Matt Blatt Kia.
With approved credit, 10 grand off customer cash and dealer discount. EV9, $38.9 per thousand through KMF. 24 months, $111 per month, 10,000 miles per year, $49.52. Not all will qualify. Offers can't be combined. Go to mattblattkianj.com for complete details or 888-505-6670. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer, except for licensing, registration, and taxes through KMF. Rebates and incentives to dealer. Expires 9/30/24. Matt Blatt Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township, and on Route 37 in Toms River.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Here in New Jersey, it's one wow after another after another after another. I'm Chief Meteorologist Dan Zarrow. There is only one fourth-generation family-owned winery in New Jersey, bottling for over 90 years. It's Tomasello Winery. Their vineyard in Hamilton offers tastings, plus events and festivals, and they have 7 other tasting rooms around the Garden State to sample and purchase their wines, ciders, and incredible creams, wine cocktails. Cheers! Find your wow at visitnj.org. New Jersey, little state, lot of wow.
Score a touchdown when you bank with Jersey Shore Federal Credit Union. Catch lower rates on loans and higher rates on savings. You'll cheer when you don't have to pay a penny to get your own money since they offer 85,000 surcharge-free ATMs. Get the details or open an account online with just a $25 minimum deposit at JerseyShoreFCU.org or swing to a branch in Northfield, Galloway, Hamilton, or Rio Grande. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Okay, everyone, what did you think of the chocolate bar?
It's too chewy.
It's kind of chalky.
Too much nougat.
I need to go brush my teeth.
Business is booming for Steph's small marketing research firm.
After all these focus groups, there's only one conclusion. I need more researchers.
And she's way too busy researching
Does this have peanuts?
to waste time researching resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Fantastic fall offers have arrived at BMW of Atlantic City. Right now, lease a new 2024 BMW X3 xDrive 30i for $619 a month with $5269 due at signing. Or lease a new 2025 BMW iX xDrive 50 for $699 a month with $6419 due at signing. Both for 36 months at BMW of Atlantic City. Closer than you think. Located in Egg Harbor Township. Online at BMWAtlanticCity.com. Offers expire September 30th. For more details, call 609-316-2393.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
to annual girls trip moments, Your can't miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Life can be tough, and sometimes it's hard to find someone who will listen. But we want you to know there's always someone you can turn to, day or night. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is completely confidential and here for you 24/7 every day of the year. You don't have to struggle alone. Call 988 and let us help. We're here ready to listen because your life matters. Call or text 988 or chat at 988lifeline.org/chat. A message from New Jersey Human Services.
You're listening to the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
When I'm driving, I got a guy on the radio who talks to me. I can't see him, but he talks to me.
On 97.3 ESPN.
All right, welcome back. Sports Match 340. We're at Charlie's at Summers Point. The 6th annual Jack Thomas Memorial is Monday, October 28th. So a couple quick things. They will have the Phillies game tonight. That is an Apple TV Plus game. Sometimes you got to check that. That's the problem with these streaming things. Some of the bars, they don't have it. They'll have it on tonight. They'll have the Maniac game on tonight. Charlie's at Summers Point. I keep getting people texting and asking me that question. If I come, they're going to have the Phillies game on Apple TV Plus tonight. I found out for you. They will have the Phillies game on tonight. Apple TV Plus, if you are looking for that game. All the games in the series, except for tomorrow, are going to be shown nationally. Last night was on Fox. Tonight is Apple TV Plus, and then on Sunday, that game is on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Both Saturday and Sunday's games are going to be live on 97.3 ESPN. You can listen to the Phillies and the Mets on Sunday, and the Eagles and the Saints on Sunday here on 97.3 ESPN. We've got one thing we talked earlier about the Eagles and Saints. We haven't got the injury report yet. So Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was not at practice today. He was in the locker room, but apparently did not want to discuss anything having to do with whether he was playing or not. So that was the latest we got on Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. So if he plays, it sounds like it's going. Now, he did say, I'll see you guys in New Orleans. So I don't know what that means. But one of the things that you can take a look at is whether or not he makes the trip might mean that he has a chance to play in the game. Like, is he going to go if he doesn't have a chance to play? Probably not. But if he has a chance to play in the game, as John said, and that injury report should come out in about 20 minutes or so or something like that when Kaplan joins us here on the Sports Bash for Football at 4. 609-403-0973. 609-403-0973. We'll talk about a little bit more of the game, trying to catch up with Michael Lombardi. If we can't catch up with Mike now, maybe we'll try to grab him a little bit later on in the show. I got a bunch of text messages that I want to get to while I have a chance now. We'll try to bang out some of the text messages that have been coming in. A lot of stuff with the Phillies. We talked about the Phillies in the first hour regarding. Listen, I do want to make this clear. Look at who just walked in the door, my man, Deshaun. Man, I haven't seen you in a long time. I want to say this about some of the Philly stuff. First off, I will tell you, to me, Rob Thompson is just whatever, okay? I think Rob Thompson is a good guy for this team in that he is a culture setter. They like playing for him. Do I think Rob Thompson is a premier X and O guy? I do not. Quite frankly, I don't think that exists in baseball anymore. I think what fans have a hard time with is we believe that the manager is making every decision. And I get that. Like, people are privy to information, and not everybody's privy to that information. You talk to people who cover baseball and work inside organizations, you'll hear that the manager doesn't make a lot of these decisions. So do I think that Rob Thompson is a great in-game strategist? No.
I don't think he's a elite in-game manager. Do I think that some of the decisions that are made are organizational decisions? I don't think it. I am 100% aware of that. You talk to people who work for the team and give you information. There is organizational philosophies. I got someone say, you never rip Rob Thompson. A lot of the things that are debatable with Rob and the managers in baseball that's the problem. They're no longer managerial decisions. They are organizational philosophies. So you as a fan might be mad that the lineup is right, left, and they start guys and they sit guys based on who's pitching. They go through the analytics and they will look at the lineup and say, we're not hitting Brandon Marsh against left-handed pitching because he's not very good against left-handed pitching. So they play a lesser player in your mind, a lesser player. Like Christian Pache was here. He's not a better player than Marsh. You might want Marsh to play against lefties. But their organizational philosophy is we're just not going to hit against lefties. And that's most teams. You look around baseball, most teams, it's not like it's 1986 anymore, where you just penciled in the same starters every day. You didn't really have a lot of platoon situations back in the day. You had your 9 starters. They played almost every single day, and it is what it is. I mean, you might have had one guy that was like the bat off the bench. You don't have that anymore. Now you have full rosters of guys who this guy hits against lefties, and he's the guy that plays against righties, just like you have pitchers that, hey, he's a left-handed specialist, and he's a guy that comes in early in the game. These are organizational philosophies. So these are not things that I think, in my mind, like if you want to be someone who still wants it to be 1983 and you want to criticize managerial because because of the decisions, then just have fun and I'll play along. But I'm not going to go against the information that I've been given that suggests that these aren't managerial decisions. These are organizational philosophies. The lineup is something that is generally discussed between the front office and the manager before a game, right? They kind of look at all the analytics and the stats and they say, all right, this is the lineup we're going to go with today. Most of the off days for a player are kind of built in ahead of time. In other words, why is so-and-so not playing today? Well, he was already not playing today. It doesn't matter that he had 5 hits yesterday or that he's hitting 7 straight games. He just was planned to have a day off today. Some people get mad because, like Garrett Stubbs one night, they didn't hit for him in the 9th inning. We went through all this. Hey, there's some days where so-and-so is just not hitting today. You're not playing in the game. But again, I go to, fine, I don't like that decision. If I'm managing that game, now I'm also not managing 162 games. We're managing as fans every night. We're managing every night as fans. We're not managing with 162 games in mind. We're managing for that night. And on that night, to me, that decision, you might say, I would hit for Stubbs. And I would say, so would I. I would. So therefore, if you want to say that's not a good decision by the manager, I could say that's not a good decision by the manager. But my point on that is I don't hold it against the manager for not making the decision because I'm also not managing 162 games, number one. And that decision will not come up in the playoffs. So if you say he didn't hit for Stubbs or he didn't hit for Cal Stevenson, well, Stubbs or Cal Stevenson won't be hitting in that situation. So I don't have to judge him on that decision. Do I like the decision? No, I do not. So people act like, I got a guy texting in, you never criticize Thompson. Because a lot of the decisions I understand that they're not his decisions. That's not giving him you want to, I don't know what, you can put them all in there. You're blaming one guy, and I'm saying it's not one guy.
Well, because people might want a boogeyman. They want the fall guy. They want a symbol of their pain and their rage and their frustrations, and they want somebody to place it on. They don't want to place it on an organization or an impersonal entity.
And I get that. I totally understand that because they're not privy to, everything. So you're going to just go with what you have. And I can't criticize that. I'm trying to say, if you are listening to me, if you make the decision, I'm going to listen to Mike Gill in the Sports Bash. And this is what I'm telling you based on the information that I've been given. You can choose to take the information that I've given and use it, or disagree with me and argue with me. And if you want to be the guy who disagrees and argues, that to me just sounds like you are unwilling to change your opinion. So in other words, your opinion is, I think Thompson stinks, and I don't want to budge on that. So I'm going to say X, Y, and Z. He does this. All right, he didn't hit for Stubbs. I really don't care that he didn't hit for Stubbs. I don't find that to be a big blunder in the big picture. On that night, fine, bad decision. Hit for Stubbs. You have better options. A jackass could make that inclination. But if he doesn't hit for Stubbs in that moment, you have to ask yourself a question. Did he not hit for Stubbs in that moment because he's that big of an idiot, or is there something bigger?
Right.
And
Is there a larger?
I think if you have any sense in your brain, you would say he obviously is not hitting for Stubbs for some other reason other than he's just an idiot.
Well, it's like, for example, when the Phillies took Bryson Stott or Brandon Marsh, these guys are like, as a left-handed pitcher on the mound, right? It's the idea that, hey, maybe, just maybe, there's a reason behind the decision. It's not just like.
And listen, the reasons, you don't have to agree with the reasons, and
Sure.
they're not always right. And sometimes the reasons are idiotic. But to me, if I'm a fan and I say, and look, if I'm a fan, I hate Rob Thompson. Why did they not hit for Stubbs? Stubbs is terrible. They should hit for him. I would say, I agree. If I'm managing that game and if I'm managing that game and I have the ability to hit for Stubbs in that spot, I'm going to do it. So I would say, if it's solely Thompson who makes that decision, I would say I don't agree with that decision.
On
I
that
think it's
sole
a bad
point,
decision.
Mike Gill agrees.
I would say yes. But you have to understand, they're not managing for Tuesday. They're managing for October. They're managing 162 games. So some days there's somebody in that front office, the doctor, the general manager, the team president, that says, listen, today, Real Muto's not playing. So don't utilize him at all. So don't hit for Stubbs. You got to keep Stubbs in the game because we don't want Real Muto playing. Same thing, with Cal Stevenson. He came up to the bat in one game, and someone said you should hit for him. And I would say, I agree. And if that's solely the manager, 100% Rob Thompson, I would say, I don't like that decision. I think it's a bad move to not hit for Cal Stevenson in that spot.
But Mike,
now, 2 weeks. Yeah. Now, a month later, Cal Stevenson's had some really big hits.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's the other side of the conversation. It's the emotional swing. It's the pendulum. Now the fans are saying, why isn't Cal Stevenson playing, right? So this is why the fans sometimes need to step back and have a little context.
Listen, I would love to be on that side where sometimes you just make crazy, like I don't like Rob Thompson. I don't like Rob Thompson or dislike Rob Thompson. What I like about Rob Thompson is he's very steady. He's very even-keeled. I like that about a manager. Other people want their manager to be this fiery guy who yells and screams. That's not the kind of guy that I like. I think the Phillies react favorably to Thompson's steadiness and his even keel. I value that more than anything. Now, do I think that he makes great decisions with his bullpen and his pitchers? Not over 162 every night of the week, but for the most part, I think they do a pretty good job with what they have. Does he make perfect decisions every night? No, he doesn't. It's 162 games. If you think he's going to make the right decision every single game, you're kidding yourself. And you got to keep in mind, some of the decisions that he might want to make, he simply cannot make based on things that we're not privy to. What pitchers are available? Who's not available? What hitters are available? Who's not available? Who was put in the lineup because it was an off day? Who was available to pinch hit? Who's
Speaking
not
of the
available
lineup,
to pinch hit?
I just got the lineup, Mike.
All right, give it to me.
Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Bohm.
Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Bohm.
Then Castellanos.
Real
Muto's back in the lineup.
Okay.
Sosa.
Now, like the other night, he was asked, is Real Muto going to be back in the lineup? He said no. He knew the night before. Now, let me tell you something. If you are a manager, okay, and you have a team and you have decisions, you don't generally know your lineup the night before for the next day unless somebody gives it to you. Or unless there's, you know what I'm saying? Unless somebody told you, hey, Real Muto is not available tomorrow. Because if you're the manager, you would sit down and say, okay, who are we going with today? He already knew Real Muto wasn't playing. What does that tell you?
Really quick, also, Sosa at second, Wilson in left, and Rojas in center.
All right, Sosa's at second, Wilson's in left, Rojas is in center. All right, because there's a left-handed pitcher, I'm assuming, tonight, right? Manaea is a right-hander, isn't he? No, he's a lefty. What? All right. Oh, okay. I was going to say Manaea is a right. Manaea is a right. Peterson's a lefty. Yes, that makes more sense. If Manaea was pitching, that lineup doesn't make any sense. All right, coming up, football at 4. Adam Kaplan with all the latest on the Eagles taking on the Saints, which you can listen
Saturday
to
morning in the locker room with Billy Schwein, Mr. Everything, Josh Hennick, and former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemick joined me in the studio. Hour 1, we go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green, brought to you by Blitz's Market of Ocean City. Tommy talks Phillies baseball. Hour 2, we'll hear from Mr. Negadelphia PJ Corda, brought to you by Galloway Pool Service, plus Tim Chu, founder of TicksForGood.org. Then we'll hear from longtime NFL strength and conditioning coach Jeff Hurd. It's the locker room with Billy Schwein, Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to noon on 97.3 ESPN.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Fantastic fall offers have arrived at BMW of Atlantic City. Right now, lease a new 2024 BMW X3 xDrive 30i for $619 a month with $5269 due at signing, or lease a new 2025 BMW iX xDrive 50 for $699 a month with $6419 due at signing, both for 36 months at BMW of Atlantic City, closer than you think. Located in Egg Harbor Township, online at bmwatlanticcity.com. Offers expire September 30th. For more details, call 609-316-2393.
Pros, now's your chance to save big during Pro Savings Days at Lowe's. Right now, save big on appliances like the GE Stainless Steel Kitchen Suite. Plus, save $40 on 5-gallon pails of Valspar Reserve, Valspar Defense, and Valspar Stain. Shop Pro Savings Days today for big savings on everything you need to get the job done right. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid through 9/27 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Attention Cumberland County businesses. Do you need new employees? Do you want to showcase your business to the public? Do you want to engage in valuable B2B networking? Then you need to join forces with the business community on Thursday, September 26th at the Cumberland County Business Expo and Job Fair. This event will be held from 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the Cumberland County Technical Education Center in Vineland. Build sales, recognition, relationships, and your workforce. Thousands of people expected to attend. Sign up as an exhibitor or sponsor by September 19th to take advantage of this opportunity. Visit CumberlandExpo.com. This event is hosted by the Bridgeton, Millville, and Vineland Chambers of Commerce, working together for a stronger Cumberland County economy. Co-sponsors of this event are PSEG Nuclear and Town Square Media. Showcase your business at the Cumberland County Business Expo. Register by September 19th for a lower fee at CumberlandExpo.com. The expo takes place at the Cumberland County Technical Education Center in Vineland on September 26th from 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
The new John Deere Gator XUV lets you cut, pack, drive, scout, weld, stack, feed, pull, load, tow, spray, and haul, all in a single day. Because with the highest cargo box volume in its class, customizable features, and a towing capacity of up to 4,000 pounds, it gets the job done. You just have to get in the seat. Learn more at your John Deere dealer or visit johndeere.com/Gator XUV.
If you no longer qualify for New Jersey Family Care, you may be eligible for low or no-cost health insurance through Get Covered New Jersey for yourself and your family. These quality, affordable health plans cover doctor visits, prescriptions, emergency services, and more. 9 out of 10 enrolling qualify for financial help, and many pay $10 a month or less. Learn more and find out if you're eligible today at getcovered.nj.gov.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
They got him again!
Sixers.
Bang! It's good! Ball game!
And Flyers.
Tipped in front of the net!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey. 97.3 ESPN presents The Sports Bash with Mike Gill. It's time for Football at 4 with Adam Kaplan. Powered by the Inside the Birds podcast.
I give my heart and soul to this franchise, as so many of us do.
Now live, this is Football at 4.
Football at 4, powered by the Inside the Birds podcast. It's brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Mike Gill live at Charlie's in Summers Point on a Friday afternoon. Starting to fill up on a Friday. Phillies tonight. You can watch the game here at Charlie's. And, of course, you can watch the Eagles and the Saints this Sunday right here at Charlie's Summers Point. Adam Kaplan from the Inside the Birds podcast is here. And just like old times, Adam, we're back on a normal schedule. The injury report is fresh out, and we have A.J. Brown, Johnny Wilson, and a new addition yesterday to that injury report. That was Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Sure didn't, and that was a offensive explosion. They've scored 91 points, though, in 2 games. They've had offensive explosions in both games this year. We'll get into that. Eagles, just Brown and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. You mentioned Wilson. What about the Saints side of things? Yep. Yeah, and let's talk about some of the issues heading into this game. And I would imagine at the top of that list, where do you put Hurts? Mm-hmm.
And no Brown.
And not having A.J. Brown, you would. I mean, he had the 66-yard catch in the first game. They just couldn't get anything going down the field in the second game, right? How big of a factor? Colin Thompson tells me all the time the most difficult. Now, he played for Carolina, so he constantly went to New Orleans. That this is the most difficult spot in the league to play in, even when they're just an average team.
It's only been 7 years. I'm invited back with Lola. Great. Oh, really? I love it. Thank you so much.
All right, we're looking at some of the issues heading into this game. Hurts at the top. Crowd noise is big. What kind of pass rush can the Eagles generate, if any, on Sunday?
Yeah, and I mean, you look at Shaheed and how he can beat you deep, and I keep thinking about like who matches up. How do they match up with him? From where he lines up, especially if Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's out, you might have to move Maddox maybe to say what kind of configuration happens there. That's a whole nother factor here. Who's the guy who lines up across from Shaheed and who can run with him? Adam Kaplan, football at 4. Of course, Eagles and Saints this weekend. We're looking at some of the issues. Kamara, he looks back. This team, run concepts, pretty good, much like the Falcons. Had big running room, defensive tackles in the run D this week. What kind of role will they have? Yep. Well, the one thing we were discussing this earlier, see what you feel about this. They scored 91 points in 2 games. You wonder, like, at what point is that who they are offensively, or do they come crashing back down? Or you say, no, this is an explosive offense? Because I don't know that anybody went into this season, Adam, saying, man, this Saints offense is going to be lethal. No. They haven't punted. They haven't had a punt
one
time.
Is that 15 drives at him, no punts for Carr.
Well,
we brought him up. You brought him up. Shahid, he would worry me. Big play, sneaking behind somebody, and get behind the safeties in this game.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. By the way, no surprise, A.J. Brown
is officially out. We'll see what happens with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, but they lose Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. That's another key guy on that defensive side of the ball. Adam Kaplan, Inside the Birds podcast, InsideTheBirds.com. And, of course, you can get that on all podcasting platforms. And don't forget their YouTube channel. Just search Inside the Birds. All right, Adam, we will check up with you on Tuesday. All right. By the way, Mike Lombardi is going to be at 4:30 today. He was a little cross in the schedule plans there. So Mike will join us in about 15 minutes from now. Yeah, the report just came down from Ian Rappaport that C.D. Lamb is off the injury report. He is good to go. A.J. Brown is officially out for the game, and he will not play. So I don't think that's any surprise to anybody there that A.J. Brown is officially out. But now we don't have to sit here and wait. Do what I did last week. My fantasy team, I stuck with Brown, and then I had no one to drop, so I had to take the 0 last week. And now my whole receiving core is out. I got Debo out. I got Debo out. I got A.J. Brown out and Puka Nacua out. I'm struggling, man. I got Johnny Wilson-type players filling in right now.
Well, did you pick anybody off waivers this week?
Yeah, I did. Well, my bench is pretty good. My bench, I have Rashid Shaheed, Jamison Williams, and I picked up Darnell Mooney from Atlanta. So I do have a couple guys that can play.
Mooney's a good pickup.
Yeah, Mooney's my third guy. Williams is pretty good, and Rashid Shaheed. It's one of those things where, people that don't like the fantasy, I don't like the guy scoring against my team. Well, guess what? If he scores against my team, I might as well benefit from getting the points somewhere because I don't want to be angry that this guy keeps ripping me.
Well, that's the funny part where it's like, you Mike, you've been talking all week about how bad the Eagles defense is. So now you look at Rashid Shaheed, looks a little more appealing after talking about the Eagles struggles this week, right?
I am very concerned about him because I've watched the Saints play in both of these games because they played Dallas. The one game, that was the game that was on TV. So saw a lot of him, and he's absolutely just a burner, man. And I talked about this earlier because Olave, he went to Ohio State, but he wasn't like
he wasn't the number one guy there.
He wasn't the number one guy there, and he wasn't the top receiver or one of the, the big name in that receiver class. So he kind of got lost in the sauce there. As around that group, but he is outstanding. I had Olave on my fantasy team last year, so I watched him play a lot. I think he's just so solid. And have Shaheed as the other guy, they complement each other really, really well. But the big thing is you got to keep in mind when you watch the team try to stop Atlanta's run game last week, the Saints run a very similar style of run game with the cut blocks and all that stuff. So it is going to be another tough game against the run. And Kamara, as Adam just said, Kamara seems like he is back to where he was, probably more so like 3 years ago. He's been hurt the last 2.
He absolutely has been hurt. And it kind of reminds me when you and Adam were talking about Mike, I was listening to Mike Mayock this week on the Believe in Eagles pod. He talked about how he thinks Kamara is the key to everything on the Saints offense.
You got to stop or slow down Alvin Kamara. And that doesn't mean just run. And let's face it, the Eagles' run defense has been porous. So you got to slow down the run with Alvin Kamara. But you also got to watch him in the pass game. And I'm not sure the Eagles' linebackers can hang with him in any kind of man-to-man situations at all. He's hard to match up with. So, number one, stop or slow down number 41 because the Saints offense goes through him.
It does, and as Adam just chronicled, you're hearing Shaheed and all the points they're scored. You would think they're chucking it all over the yard. What did he say? 16 pass attempts last week?
Yeah, that's all they did
for Derek Carr.
Yeah, Derek Carr had a very efficient day for Derek Carr.
609-403-0973, 609-403-0973. Phil says, Mike, a crazy question, but I'll nevertheless ask. There are no crazy questions, just people who are crazy who ask them, Phil. I just kid. He says, would the Eagles ever consider occasionally rotating Devin White in as an edge rusher?
Moshe brought that up 2 days ago.
I would say, would they consider it? My answer would be no. I don't think he's not active on game day.
Moshe brought up to you, Mike. He said he doesn't understand why the Eagles don't just use that guy in specific situations, but he said for whatever reason they don't want to, and it's a problem.
Well, I think there's two reasons. He doesn't play special teams, so you can't make him active if he's not going to do anything.
Fangio mentioned that earlier this week.
Yep, and I don't think Fangio wants to blitz. So if he puts them on the field, what is that telling everybody?
That there's a blitz coming.
Exactly. So it's not really being you're not really disguising anything.
It's like,
remember
years ago when J.J. Arcega-Whiteside would come into the game, and it was like, well, we know it's going to be a run play because he ain't getting the paid passes.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Like if he's on the field, you might as well have a neon sign saying, hey, we're blitzing.
Right.
So I just feel like Fangio doesn't want to blitz. He doesn't play special teams. The only way I see Devin White, Phil, okay, and this would just be, this is just my thought. The only way we see Devin White play is if Dean either gets hurt or he's so bad that he has to be replaced. And then White's the guy playing every snap, and then maybe you can start to utilize him. But for whatever reason, they feel that, and I'm not questioning that reason. I'm just saying for whatever reason, they have deemed that Dean is the better option over Devin White.
Well, it goes
and
back.
Therefore, White has got no role on this team.
It goes back to what John McMullen told you weeks ago, Mike, that Nakobe Dean had performed as the best linebacker, and that then Fangio declared a couple of weeks ago that he won the starting spot. So we've known for weeks that Dean was ahead of White. It was just a matter of if White was going to have a role in this team, and as of right now, he doesn't have one.
Yeah, no, but I'm not questioning that. I'm just saying for whatever reason, whatever he did, I don't know, like, did they say he was better against the run or he's better against the pass or he just is more I don't know what their reasoning is. But for whatever reason, they like Dean more than they like White. And I'm not questioning that because from what I was told from people in Tampa was that White wasn't very good.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
You can always ask me a question, Josh.
Can you
I will
name
be gracious in my answer as well.
Can you name the other two receivers that were ahead of Chris Olave at Ohio State?
Oh, on the same team, you had Jackson Smith and Jigba.
That is correct. He was the number one in catches and touchdowns the last 2 years he was there.
What year was Olave? Was he a rookie last year?
He was a rookie in 2022.
In 2022.
Yes.
So Jackson Smith and Jigba was there.
That's correct. He was the number one receiver on the team that year.
And Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison Jr. was on the team. 11 catches.
Really?
You saw him last night. Garrett Wilson.
Oh, Garrett Wilson. We got that.
I kind of thought you were going to get that because you just saw him on TV last night score a touchdown.
Yeah, and I had an anytime touchy last night for Garrett Wilson and Bryce Hall, and I had 2 touchdowns, over 1.5 for Aaron Rodgers, and I had over 25 yards receiving for Bryce Hall. You know what I didn't get in my parlay?
Alan Lazard.
A touchdown pass from Jacoby Brissett.
Ah.
I took the over, 0.5. I figured he would get a little late garbage time, a little back in the end zone to the tight end. You know what I mean?
Sure. They benched
Never
him
came.
instead.
Never came. No. You know what, though? That real quick, and we're going to talk to Michael Lombardi about this, about the quarterback play. He thinks as a he was a general manager in this league. Would he sell his soul to try to get a quarterback in the landscape of today's game? Would he do that? I want to get into that with him. But everybody's saying, Drake May, you got to put Drake May in. No, don't let him get on the field. Let him sit there. Don't put him out there on this team. By the way, the receivers in that draft were Drake London, Garrett Wilson. Chris Olave was the next pick after Garrett Wilson. Jamison Williams was right after that. When Wilson, Olave, Jamison Williams, bang, bang, bang. 10, 11, 12. All right, when we come back, former NFL GM. You see him on the Pat McAfee show. Local guy, Michael Lombardi, will join me next right here on the Sports Bash.
It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Keeping the fans entertained and happy.
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more cents. Straight Savings plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk terms and conditions.
Shot to the same visit by the CDC. I got my shot. You help you with the virus in this COVID-19 shot. I'm getting your flu shot. Are you getting your shot together?
It's sustainable flooring company.
It's renewable and more sustainable. So we have some green options. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
High five! Up top! Heck yeah!
Dave's company just got the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business.
Yeah, 5 years!
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
High five for gig speed.
5 years of advanced security.
Security win.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Our rate ain't changing.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
There it is.
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Woohoo!
Now he's got savings.
I'm so excited.
Yep, Dave's feeling it. But it's only for a limited time, so don't wait. Switch today and ask how to get the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Powering 5 years of savings. Powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Ends 9/22/24. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
What's wrong? My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation. Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card? Uh-huh. Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase. Really? Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to now.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey. And how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Powered by NJM. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. This is the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network.
Progressive presents a sports flash on 97.3 ESPN. A number of former Eagles have been nominated for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, including Randall Cunningham, Darren Sproles, the running back at Irving Fryer, who spent some time with the Eagles in 1996 to 1998. The Pro Football Hall of Fame nominees will be cut down to 50 next week. The inductees, between 3 and 5 of the modern era, will be announced before Super Bowl in New Orleans this year. The Eagles this week visiting the New Orleans Saints right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Swing on a liner in the air to right, towards the line. Taylor, he's there, makes the catch, put it in the box.
Howie Rose with a call on the Mets radio network. Mets over the Phillies 10-6 yesterday. Philadelphia needs one win over the Mets this weekend to clinch a playoff spot. 2 wins, and they'll win the National League East Division. Mike said it on South Jersey's home for the Eagles. 97.3 ESPN.
Why wait for next summer when you can still enjoy pool season at Ocean Casino Resort? Luxurious rooms with ocean views starting at $99 a night. Visit theoceanac.com to book your getaway. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
From the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network, I'm Chief Meteorologist Dan Zarrow. Our cooling, drying trend continues this weekend. Having said that, tomorrow will be a pleasant, dry, seasonable last day of summer. A few clouds tonight, low temperature 62. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high 77. There is a chance of a shower Sunday morning, then mostly cloudy and even cooler, high 72. Coastal flood advisories continue through this weekend, minor to moderate flooding at high tide. Get weather 24/7 wherever you are. Download our free mobile app today.
New Jersey might be small, but there's a lot of wow packed into this little state. We got your down at the beach wows, your top of the mountain wows, your show-stopping wows, your cork-popping wows. New Jersey, it's one wow after another after another. Find your wow at visitnj.org. New Jersey, little state, lot of wow.
You're listening to the Sports Bash with Mike Gill. Never thought this radio stuff would catch on so big on 97.3 ESPN.
All right, 4:31. No Nuggets today. Nick is out in New Orleans. He's flying there right now. This hour is brought to you by Jersey Cow. Northfield, Brigantine. They're open noon to 10. Locations are open year-round. Ice cream is a thing year-round at Jersey Cow. We're in Summers Point at Charlie's in Summers Point. They will have the Phillies game on tonight. They'll also have the mainland game on tonight. So if you were wondering about the Phillies on Apple TV+, they will have that game on tonight here at Charlie's. Bud Light are $3 at the bar. You can stop on out here for the show. Michael Lombardi is host of the Morning Line, the new morning show on VSiN, and former GM in the NFL, 3-time Super Bowl winning NFL executive. We often have audio from the GM Shuffle podcast, in which he is the host of, and he joins us right now on the Sports Bash Live on 97.3 ESPN. Mike, welcome back, man. It's been a little while. All is well. Last time I think we caught up was at the Super Bowl. So new team, new eyes, new paint around this team. But, man, I'd like to get your reaction to what we saw going back to Monday night and where this team kind of sits after that, because so many questions entering. Did they get past last year, the fallout from last year? Last Monday night felt a lot like the last 6 weeks of last year, did it not?
I'll bring Tony.
Yeah, you mentioned pass rush in the fourth quarter. It doesn't seem that, Mike, they're getting it at any point. So what do you make of the roster configuration? Does it fit what Vic Fangio wants to do? Do you see a little bit of a disconnect with what he has and what he wants to do, or will that materialize as they get more used to him? Mike Lombardi's with us here, and of course, you can hear Mike, is host of the Morning Line, the new morning show on VSiN. It's you can check that out for a limited time. Get the first month of your VSiN Pro subscription for just $9.99, including access to VSiN's 24/7 channel, special betting guides, pro betting tips, and more. Visit VSiN.com/subscribe for more. And he is a former GM in the league, so I will ask you, Mike, as a guy who's had to pick up that phone, they're not getting pass rush. Is that something you can do in season, or is that not realistic? Big number there. Right. That's unbelievable. Never heard that. Haven't heard that stat yet. I want to get your take on what you're seeing. I know A.J. Brown not being there, but Barkley and Kellen Moore taking over this offense. Do you like what you see, at least on that side of the ball? Great insight there from Michael Lombardi, host of the Morning Line on VSiN. And Mike, they're playing the Saints this week, 91 points. But when you talk about plays, they only threw the ball 16 times in their plays. They're running the ball and scoring 91 points in their first two games. So when you look at this Saints team, do you look at them and say, that team, it's sustainable what they're doing? Good breakdown there. Yeah, were they out of gas at the end of that game? Is it a team that makes tough, bad late game decisions? These were things that the offseason they didn't look at with the head coach. They changed the coordinators. We'll see how that all kind of plays in for Philadelphia. Let's get a couple other quick hits on the NFL. Why we have Michael Lombardi here. Watch Dallas. Are they in trouble? Mike Lombardi with us. I want to get your thoughts on this. This has been a big topic. As a guy who had to make draft choices, what is your take right now on these young quarterbacks and the quarterback play and the way that teams almost, they overdraft these guys? I mean, let's be honest. Some of these guys shouldn't be the third pick, the second pick, but they just do it because they feel like they have to. What is your thoughts on the state of the quarterbacks and the way these organizations are handling them? I think it's crazy right now. I mean, what's going on? I mean, I don't know. Anthony Richardson, I watch him and think this guy has no business. He might have this physical skill set, but does he have any business starting an NFL game? And you almost feel bad for some of these guys that they're doomed to fail. The whole Bryce Young thing, I mean, should he have played from day one? I don't know how these teams, the pressure that you guys in that GM role have to make sure you make that pick and then that those guys get on the field and play. I think it's a tough spot for everyone to be in. Yeah. Mike Lombardi, host of the Morning Line. You can check that out on the VSiN Network. Check out his GM Shuffle podcast, former GM and three-time Super Bowl winning NFL executive. The VSiN Sports Betting Network, the first 24/7 broadcast network exclusively for sports betting. You got the Eagles this weekend down there, and the Saints will have the game on 97.3 ESPN. Mike, as always, man. There's Mike, and of course, you can check him out on the Morning Line, the new morning show on VSiN. You can also see him as a guest on ESPN's Pat McAfee show, and he was kind enough to join us here on the Sports Bash Live on 97.3 ESPN. A lot of breakdowns here that we can really get into. About really ask questions about. Is this team conditioned enough? And that would be something you could say, okay, we talked yesterday about the respect the team has for Sirianni. He holds players accountable. How well prepared he is, Jason Kelsey said. All of those things, but is it a little bit of a country club situation there? Do they have enough discipline? Discuss that. 609-403-0973. We're at Charlie's Summers Point. It's now starting to fill up for the dinner crowd. You want to get down here and get here for a nice Phillies game tonight. Get yourself a seat for the Phils at the bar. Bar's filling up. And don't forget, Charlie's has the 6th annual Jack Thomas Memorial Golf Outing. It's at Great Bay Country Club on Monday, October 28th. So make sure you check that out as well. You can stop out right here at the hostess stand, which is basically where we're sitting today. People keep asking me if I could seat them. Maybe after 6, I'll give you a seat. Well, coming up next, we've got Evan Cohen on Sportsmanlike at 5 o'clock tonight. So stick around. I want to get his thoughts on the NFL early, quarterback play, Eagles thoughts, and more. Sports Bash Live on 97.3 ESPN.
The hunt for October continues this weekend on ESPN Radio.
Swinging a high fly out toward right field as it sails over the wall.
The City Field to face the New York Mets, who are fighting for a wild card spot.
On its way, gone!
The Phillies at the Mets. Coverage begins tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern, with first pitch at 4:10 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
It's Phillies baseball on 97.3 ESPN.
New Jersey might be small, but there's a lot of wow packed into this little state. Cork-popping wows, time-to-dime wows, Pine Barren wows. Find your wow at visitnj.org. New Jersey, little state, lot of wow.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
Wake up. Breakfast. And Nature Made vitamins. Whatever your morning sounds like, Nature Made fits right in. Whether you're looking for vitamin C or a multivitamin to get key nutrients, we've got you covered. Now that's a good morning. We take care of you so you can take on your day. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius or 2 half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
I juggle a lot. And managing constipation with belly pain from my irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, with laxatives and fiber isn't enough. My doctor recommended a way to get ahead of it. Then I said yes to Linzess.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
With GMF financing to qualified buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette excludes prior sales.
Stop! Yes, I said stop before you buy a car anywhere. Because right now at Bennett Chevy, you can save up to 20% off your new car. That's right. Bennett Chevy selling new Chevys at true GM supplier employee prices. Plus, and this is huge, you get to keep all the rebates. You can save up to 20%. And you'll save even more with financing as low as 0%. Yes, Z-E-R-O at Bennett on EVs. And there's available 1.9% on other models. Looking for used? Trade any old clunker for a minimum $10,000. We don't care how old or how many miles. Heck, we don't even care if it runs. Just get it here, and you'll get a minimum $10,000 towards any pre-owned in stock. And Bennett's exclusive non-commissioned sales team is paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. So you're never hassled to pay more. You're gonna love it here. Together, let's drive. Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
John Legend here. How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date with a COVID shot this season?
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at VaxAssist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer. It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're live at Charlie's at Summers Point on a Happy Hour Friday. Bud Light specials. Bud Light been a big partner for this Happy Hour Friday. I like to keep it going, man. I like being out on these Fridays. I don't like the fact that everybody else is hanging out, having a couple beers with me, but that's neither here nor there, right? This hour is brought to you by Jersey Cal. They've got 2 locations, Northfield and Brigantine. They're open every day from 12 to 10. Year-round, ice cream is a thing at Jersey Cal. So Lombardi had a lot of things to say. And I like, listen, the question I asked about the can you get a pass rusher in season? I know the answer to the question. And he's going to tell me, no, you can't. You got to try to help from within. There was an article over at – now, I do think, though, that trading in the NFL is a little bit more prevalent than it used to be, right?
Oh, 100%.
So Dan Graziano wrote an article over at ESPN.com about 15 players that could be traded. There was 2 edge rushers. One was Hassan Reddick, and the other one was Azalari from the Giants.
Okay.
So I do think it's far-fetched to make a trade for a guy.
I mean, it's far-fetched, but I think, like you said, you remember 2017 when the Eagles acquired Jay Ajayi mid-season, that had an impact on the team. You do have to consider that maybe there is something to that.
Yeah, but running back's a different thing. And look, I do think last year Washington traded 2 pass rushers.
That's correct. Montez Sweat. Yep.
And Chase Young.
Yep.
Now, neither one made much of an impact last year because, it's hard to get traded in season. The Eagles traded for a pass rusher in season
Robert Quinn
last year, and that didn't work.
A couple years ago. Yeah, it didn't work out.
Yeah. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
I think it was 2 years ago.
All right. Well, it didn't work out 2 years ago, and I don't think it's really conceivable that they can make a trade in season and get a pass rusher. So if you're someone that says, like somebody asked me earlier, well, what about bringing Reddick back? We're so provincial with our players, right? We always want to bring our guy back. Got to bring this guy back.
Familiarity.
Yeah. One of the reasons Reddick is not here is, they didn't think they could sign him. Why would they bring him back if they don't think they can sign him?
I mean, I made the joke with Rob Motti last night. I said it's the reverse draft day, right? Remember draft day? Kevin Costner's like, I want all my picks back. Is Howie going to say, here's all your picks back, Jets? Like, is that how it works?
I also think, last year, one of the things that there was some conversation about whether or not he was happy or the others were happy with him in the locker room, in the clubhouse, because some people thought he was freelancing a little bit on the defense, trying to get some sacks so that he can go to the front office and say, hey, I want to get paid because I got 14 sacks.
And remember, Reddick was the same one who was complaining about dropping in coverage in December. Remember, we played that audio.
Yeah, well, that's not going to change. Quite frankly, I don't know. Would Vic Fangio want Hassan Reddick in this defense? Now, you would say he'll take pass rush wherever he can get it at this stage of the game. But look, I don't think that that's going to be something that's fixable unless Bryce Huff is able to turn the corner. And I don't I don't see that happening.
Or Mike, if you believe when Vic Fangio says, I have to do a better job of coaching these guys, if you believe that theory.
How much, though, can that change? Seriously, if I say I need to do a better job at coaching, how much can that really change? Can that change significantly, or is that just a minor tweak?
To me, it sounds like a minor tweak because you had all offseason to prepare these guys, right? You were in mini camp, training camp, right?
I will say, we love to react on the sample sizes. We have a 2-game sample size. Now, I think the 2-game sample size was not great, but on a third game, don't you feel a lot differently about the Jets than you did after 2?
100%.
Of course you do.
So do you think maybe that on Sunday we're going to see the best version of the Eagles so far this year?
Not if Chauncey Gardner-Johnson doesn't play. That doesn't make me feel great.
He's questionable.
He is questionable. I'm Mike Gill. This is the Sports Bash live at Charlie's in Summers Point. The 6th annual Jack Thomas Memorial is Monday, October the 28th. You can sign up for that right here in the front at the hostess stand when you walk in. Don't forget Bud Light specials throughout the show. Bars filling up. Phillies tonight, Apple TV Plus. They will have the game on. If you want to watch the Mainland Cherokee game, they'll have that game on here as well. This hour of the show was brought to you by Jersey Cal, a great place for the family to hang out and eat ice cream. Ice cream's a year-round thing at Jersey Cal. They're open every day from noon to 10 at both Northfield and their Brigantine location. Coming up next, Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike.
This is South Jersey's official home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles continue the 2024 season this Sunday in New Orleans against the Saints.
Taysom Hill takes the snap. He is running, tries to get outside. He is brought down.
Listen to all the action with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick with pregame coverage starting at noon and kickoff at 1 p.m. This is the play-by-play home of the Philadelphia Eagles. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Wrap up your workday with the all-new Chickies and Pete's Happy Hour with unbeatable specials weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Enjoy half-price orders of Chickies Meaty and Tender Wings, one of our tasty and delicious pizzas, or an order of mouth-watering hot, cold, or fried shrimp. Plus $3 domestic bottled beers, $5 Tito's, and $6 seltzers. It's the all-new Happy Hour, weekdays 4 to 6 p.m., only at Chickies and Pete's. Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Now, for a limited time, it's buy one, get one free snow crab legs every Tuesday and Wednesday. Buy one, get one free, and enjoy the sweet, delicate flavor of snowy white crab meat. Pair it with one of our handcrafted cocktails like the Stoli Vanilla Creamsicle or the Bourbon Peach Sweet Tea. Top it off with Chickie and Pete's world famous crab fries. Buy one, get one free snow crab legs every Tuesday and Wednesday for a limited time. Restrictions apply only at Chickies and Pete's.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2577. 800-375-2577. 800-375-2577.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Total Wireless is made to totally keep up with you. We now have unlimited data that never slows you down, covered by the Verizon 5G network, and all for less than $30 a month when you get 4 lines. And the best part, we give you a free Samsung Galaxy A54 5G when you switch to the Total 5G Plus Unlimited plan. Visit your local Total Wireless store today. Total Wireless, we're totally with you. Actual speeds may vary by location. For data management practices, see TotalWireless.com.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you got to hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe and then it spread. and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflush.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflush.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflush.com.
Good morning, doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, doctor.
Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's pregnant.
What do you mean we're short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Birds fans, it's about that time. Football season is back, and Boardwalk Honda is giving you the chance to score big. Stop in and take advantage of game-changing savings all month long. Shop our lineup of new pre-owned and certified pre-owned Hondas. We have something for everyone, and credit problems are no problem with over 25 financial lenders to get you approved and on the road to victory. Visit us in Egg Harbor Township or online at boardwalkhonda.com. And remember, from Maine to Miami, nobody beats a Boardwalk deal.
South Jersey's official play-by-play home of the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers.
At 0 point would I ever consider not being a fan of the team.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey. This is the Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. Now live from inside the Ocean Casino Resort Studio, here's Mike Gill.
All right, final hour of the Happy Hour Friday show. If you're getting out and about today, Charlie's and Summers Point's a great spot to start the weekend. They got Bud Light specials. They got all sorts of stuff happening. Phillies game tonight. You can watch the game because if you don't have Apple TV Plus, you're going to need a place to find that game tonight. Sports Bash is live on 97.3 ESPN. We've got 1 hour left to go, including picks, game balls, all that stuff. You can check it all out on our website, 973ESPN.com. And, of course, you can listen weekday morning, 6 to 10 a.m. right here on 97.3 ESPN. Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen as he joins us right now on the Sports Bash Live on 97.3 ESPN. On a happy hour Friday, we are live on location. We got a packed house here, Evan, and everyone is listening with bated breath for you to be positive about what happened in the game on Monday, and then tell us positive things about what we might see on Sunday. Is that possible? Oh, wow. All right. So I'm glad you started there because I was actually going to go down the road of the way the Eagles are kind of set up. All right. They win the game in Brazil, and it's like, okay, maybe they're past their problems from last year. Monday night felt a lot like last year. Do you get the vibe that this thing is just going to be out of control and it's going to be a constant message on shows like yours every Monday morning? Mm. I think a lot of us did. Now, I would ask you this question. We see 2 games of this team. We feel a lot different about the Jets after a third game than we did after 2 games, right? So with that, 2 games, are we overreacting with what we've seen from the first 2 games? Or is there enough evidence to suggest this thing ain't turning around anytime soon? Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that, yeah, you look at is now. I don't know. I don't know what your mindset is. Like, I watch a game. If you're watching, let's say, the Sixers play, and Joel Embiid's not playing, we'll get to him a little bit later. But I can't judge them on a night where Joel Embiid doesn't play and say, well, they didn't do this, this, and this. Well, of course, Embiid not being there changes the way that game goes. Does AJ Brown not being there changed the entire narrative of the way that game ended up? Yeah. I'll tell you this. Well, and I think that's fair, though, Evan, is like, I don't think Jalen Hurts is the kind of guy. And by the way, I think very few are that if you put Jalen Hurts in Tennessee, I don't think the Titans all of a sudden are a playoff team. I think Jalen has exceeded expectations in large part because of the weapons he has. Now, that doesn't mean any stiff can come in and play with great weapons, and that means he's going to be good. It certainly helps, but I think we're all a product of our environment. You get talented quarterbacks that go to lousy situations, and we just perceive them to be lousy. I think Jalen has been put in a great spot, and I don't know that he's an elevator, but I don't think he's also going to make your team. I mean, the guy was the best player in the field in the Super Bowl not too long ago. Do we agree on that? Huh. No. I think they should. You're right. Well, because 2 reasons, Evan. They have a really good offensive line. They do have Barkley. The problem is, the guy playing opposite of Smith the other night is not a part of the offense with Brown out. But that being said, yeah, but that's weird. Your point is interesting because 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I guess it was now, they made it to the playoffs with a team that had no business making the playoffs. That's with Sirianni as the coach and Hurts as a very green quarterback. And then the next year they go to the Super Bowl. And it's weird that we're questioning Hurts and Sirianni after the success that they had so early on. Yeah. 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 Yeah,
Your explanation is great, though. It's the who, not the what. Because I said the same. It is a little odd, except for like Jalen Hurts. I looked at the game the other night, and okay, 3rd and 3. You know, Evan was bonkers here on the air for 3 days about that play, and then it turned into the fourth down decision to kick the field goal. Actually, almost usurped the third down decision to throw the pass. And I said, look. Hurts' decision at the end of the game infuriates me more than anything, because all they needed was a field goal opportunity, and he makes an awful decision. So I bring that up for this reason. Does he say, listen, my throw cost us the game, coach. Let me address it. I don't know, but I'm saying that to me would be the who, not the what.
Yeah. Well, and it's a fair point based on the questions around. We get it all the time. What does Sirianni even do? Look, the Eagles put him in a terrible situation. They did him no favors. We agree on that. Yeah. Huh. It's funny you say that, because we have the same conversation about the baseball team because the people can't stand the manager. And we have this conversation all the time about how in baseball the front offices are really kind of making the lineups based on analytics and yada, yada, yada. But you're bringing it to the football side of things, which is interesting, because I think a lot of people believe, that Howie had some big cachet. The interesting part is on defense, there's some talk around here now that Roseman's signings, that Fangio wasn't a big fan of them, and that Fangio is kind of putting his foot down. Bryce Huff was the big signing. Devin White, he was the other signing. Neither one of those guys are making any impact. So are we seeing kind of a crossroads here with Roseman, the decision maker, and Fangio, the curmudgeon-y coach? That's what makes Evan Cohen, by the way, Unsportsmanlike, weekday morning, 6 a.m. on 97.3 ESPN. Evan, that's what makes this market one of the most intriguing markets there ever was. Because every night in baseball is Game 7 of the World Series. Every Sunday is the Super Bowl. And every decision that is made or not made gets put under the microscope like it's the Super Bowl, like it's Game 7 of the World Series, like it's Game 7 of the NBA Finals. That's the way the fan base thinks, and that's what makes it so interesting day in and day out. And all the tangents it brings down based on the fans who react in that way. So what do you think my listeners were most angry with on Monday, Tuesday morning? Barkley for dropping the pass. Moore, who calls the plays for calling the play. Sirianni for just being Sirianni. The defense for giving up that last drive, or Hurts for making that decision. What do you think my listeners? Okay. Or if you have another decision that I didn't bring up that you want to interject. That's Sirianni. That's Sirianni. He's a part of that. Evan, the answer is always the coach. It's always the coach's fault. It's never the player. Not in this town, man. It is always the coach. Sirianni should have never let Kellen Moore call that play. It's his fault. They should have ran it, and then they should have ran it again. That's the mentality. Yep. That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. You're right. No one I've heard this week bring up or even heard. I did not hear Mina say that, but that is a great point. That if you go for it, see, I said I would have ran the ball on third, and then if I really like that pass play and I want to go, because that's always been the thing, is that Sirianni likes to be aggressive. And he went for it early in the game. But then later in the game, when he had a chance to be aggressive, he threw it on third, and then he wasn't aggressive on fourth. That's the whole weird part about it. And it spawned conversations all week that I don't even know how we got to some of them, Evan. Anyway, yes. All right. Cohen on Sportsmanlike weekday mornings, 6 to 10, right here on 97.3 ESPN. It's funny. The other day, you mentioned you shouted out our show, and I appreciate that. And our listeners jump in on the text board to let me know, hey, they must be talking about you, and it's because of the Eagles and their thing. But you and I first had conversations about the Sixers, who made this decision to sign Joel Embiid today. It wasn't a Woj bomb, by the way. The post-Woj era began with the Joel Embiid signing, and he signed a 3-year extension. Did they jump the gun on this, or do you say smart move, Sixers? It raises an eyebrow. There's no question. But I want to throw something that somebody on the show said earlier and see what you think, okay? That it makes sense to sign him now because the television deals are going to make these contracts so ridiculous that his deal will look good. Yeah. Well, man, we could have so many great conversations and debates. We have so many interesting thoughts that Mesh should take us down different rabbit holes. I will say this, okay? The one thing I appreciate about the Sixers and Embiid is the one thing that we hear every offseason. When is Embiid going to ask to be traded? He's the anti-NBA superstar. When everyone else says, I want to be traded, I want the easy way out. I will give him credit for saying, I know I haven't got it done, but I want to do it here. I don't want to go play in another town and try to take a shortcut. I want to do it here, and I give him much respect for that. It's possible, but I say this. There's so many nights, Evan, and we'll let you run on this. I say this so many nights when I get to watch. You know, when like the Bulls fans got to see Jordan. I'm not saying he's Jordan, but there's so many games where you're like, I would go and lose 70 games again if I get the chance to watch this guy play. The problem is he doesn't play every night, and that's been the biggest issue with the whole thing. But it is fun to get to see him play all the time. That being said, 5 years from now, it'll be interesting to see a 35-year-old Joel Embiid and what that means. He's Evan Cohen. You can listen to him Monday with reaction to the Eagles and the Saints, the Cowboys and the Ravens. I have a feeling that's going to be on the A block sheet there as well. And all the NFL games, of course, you can listen to that 6 a.m. right here on 97.3 ESPN. Evan Cohen here on the Sports Bash. All right, man, have a great weekend, buddy. You did a little triple duty today, unless you hit other stations around the country. I know you did double duty this afternoon, but appreciate you as always. All right, thank you, buddy. Evan Cohen, right here on the Sports Bash, live on 97.3 ESPN. You know, I do drive around in the morning from time to time and get a chance to hear the guys, and I do watch generally on the television side of things. And I do hear some of the voices from our area calling into his show. They make me smile sometimes. I hear my man Glenn and EHT. I think he moved, though. I think Glenn and EHT moved to Absecon. But I do hear him calling in from time to time and some others. I get a little smile out of that. I'm Mike Gill. This is the Sports Bash. We're live at Charlie's. 15 years at the Sports Bash. He said, I'll be celebrating 25 years at the end of that Joel Embiid contract. It'll actually be 20 years, actually, right? 5 years from now, it'll be 20 years at the Sports Bash. 15 years. We're at Charlie's in Summers Point. And don't forget the 6th annual Jack Thomas Memorial Great Bay Country Club. If you want to play, stop at the hostess stand. They got the sign-up forms there. It's Monday, October the 28th. Josh, anything Evan Cohen say catch your attention?
You mean aside from the fact that he mentioned my name in there? I mean,
He knew you.
He just dropped names.
He's very perceptive. Great dude.
His awareness is like, if there's a 1 to 10 scale, like it's 11.
He's a really good guy and smart, good debates. Love having him on. Appreciate him always.
Really quick though, I did like how he brought up to you. He said, Mike, he said, when you look back, this all started with the Sixers, and now we're with the Eagles. And you could argue that there's one common thread between the two. And you brought up, Mike, everyone questions not the players. Common thread.
I do want to re-stress this. And we didn't talk a lot of Embiid today. We're in football season, Phillies and stuff. But I love that Joel Embiid has been the anti-NBA star. When everyone has suggested he will ask out and want to be traded, he hasn't moved or quit on his team or his city. You might not love him. You might not think he's ever going to win a championship. You might not think he's good enough to get it done. You might think he comes up small. But he is a superstar. He's won an MVP. And it'd be easy to say, I failed, and I want to try somewhere else. But much respect to Joel Embiid, where in this day and age, where if you don't play, you transfer. And if you don't get what you want, you ask to be traded. And if the team isn't good enough, you go find a team that is good enough. Every star wants to take the easy route, and Joel Embiid is sticking with the tough route. Will he get it done? I don't know. But much respect to Joel for sticking it out. We're Sports Bag coming up next.
For October continues this weekend on ESPN Radio. Philadelphia Phillies highest out the NL East as the City Field to face the New York Mets who are fighting for a wild card spot. Phillies at the Mets. Coverage begins tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern with first pitch at 4:10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. It's Phillies baseball on 97.3 ESPN. Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you are 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you are at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, I hear Staples can print everything for my business. Sure can. And the quality is guaranteed. Absolutely. Plus, you'll beat any price quote. Is that right? For sure. How about this one? We'll beat it. Can you print menu signs and flyers? Sure can. How about blueprints? No problem. What about red prints? Not a real thing. What if they were? We print them, and they'd look amazing.
Now at Staples, print more, save more. Up to $150 off your print purchase. Ends 11/2. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details and staples.com/price match for in-store price match guarantee.
Finding your new home is a dream come true. You wanted to walk up with central air and skylight, and you found it. Now, every Friday night, you get to fall asleep to the sound of your downstairs neighbors' dance parties. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with the human health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code SUPPORT or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off. Roundhouseprovisions.com. Code SUPPORT.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You can be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Next week may apply.
Total Wireless is made to totally keep up with you. You now have unlimited data that never slows you down. Covered by the Verizon 5G network. And all for less than $30 a month when you get fewer options. Best part, we give you a free Samsung Galaxy A54 5G when you switch to the Total 5G Plus Unlimited plan. Visit your local Total Wireless store today. Total Wireless, with total good. Active speed and drive our location. For data management practices, see TotalWireless.com.
Got me! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Powered by the all-new BetParks New Jersey Casino and Sportsbook app. BetParks.com. This is the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network.
Progressive presents a sports flash on 97.3 ESPN.
The 1-2 to Alonso, hit in the air to deep right field. Castellanos back at the track, at the fence. He jumps, it's gone! Pete Alonso hits the canopy beyond the right field fence, beyond the 370 mark. For Alonso, his 34th home run of the year.
Mets Radio Network with the call. The Mets with a 10-6 win over the Phillies yesterday. 10 runs for the third straight game for the New York Mets. Philadelphia needs a win over the Mets to clinch a playoff spot this weekend. 2 wins over the Mets this weekend. They clinch their first NL East Division title since 2011. Eagles and Saints right here on 97.3 ESPN on Sunday afternoon. Saints wide receiver A.J. Brown limited in practice yesterday with a hamstring injury. Bundle and save with Progressive. Progressive.com. Mike said it on South Jersey's home for the Eagles. 97.3 ESPN.
Unwrap elegance at Borgata Hotel, Casino and Spa during the Gucci Bundle giveaway. Earn entries for your chance to be one of the lucky winners of a complete his or hers Gucci collection. Only at Borgata. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
From the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network, I'm Chief Meteorologist Dan Zarrow. Our cooling, drying trend continues this weekend. Having said that, tomorrow will be a pleasant, dry, seasonable last day of summer. A few clouds tonight, low temperature 62. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high 77. There is a chance of a shower Sunday morning, then mostly cloudy and even cooler, high 72. Coastal flood advisories continue through this weekend, minor to moderate flooding at high tide. Get weather 24/7 wherever you are. Download our free mobile app today.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card, good for use, at Bruno's Italian Market in Ventnor City for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
You're listening to the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Never thought this radio stunt would catch on so big.
On 97.3 ESPN.
5 o'clock hours brought by Key Acura of Atlantic City. They got some unbeatable lease offers right now. For the end of the month, you can drive home in a 2025 Integra for $399 a month with $29.95 down. 2024 RDX all-wheel drive is yours for $393 a month with $49.95 down. Visit Key Acura Atlantic City, Tilt Road, EHT, the small but friendly dealer. You know, I'm missing driving that FDX. I love that thing, man. It was really, really a nice ride. So if you're in the market, they got great deals right now. Go talk to Rocco, and he'll hash something out for you. He'll find you something. We're live at Charlie's at Summers Point. Filling up on a Friday night early, 5:30. It's starting to pack up in here already. I love it. I love it being out and about on a Friday, happy hour Friday. If what are you know, the happy hour Fridays, we've kind of got lost in the sauce a little because I've been out on location and I was on vacation a little bit. What is everybody having tonight? Give me something good. Give me, you know what they got at Charlie's here, by the way?
What do they got, Mike?
They got the Bud Light specials for $3. I mean, you can't beat that number. So if you're looking to get a little $3 night on you, bang, they got the Bud Lights there. They do have a Tonewood Fuego in the house, by the way.
Ooh,
just throwing that out there.
Just throwing that out there.
Absolutely. All right, time for today's Big three. But I do want to read a couple text messages first. Okay.
Yeah, let's hear. It's been a little while since we got to the text board at 609-403-0973.
Mike, if I wasn't in New Orleans, I'd be at Charlie's. That's from your boy Jeff in Ocean City. Mike and Josh, I cannot agree with you guys more about Joel Embiid sticking it out in Philly. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and you know he wants to win for this town. Love that guy for it. Mike Gill for president. Chris in Northfield. Chris, I would probably be a better option for president than what we got going on right now, but I'm not going to run. I'd rather be here talking to you guys. How about that?
I think it's less stress, too. You ever see those presidents when they first get in the office and when they come out, they look like different human beings?
They do, but that's because they don't know how to do the job. You can let me do that job, it'll be a lot different world we're living in.
You're telling me you're going to come out with less gray?
I'm 47, and I don't think I have a lot of gray.
You have a little salt and pepper in your beard.
In my beard area, starting to get there.
Not the
my
hair.
hair's all right. I think I might be outlasting the. We'll see. Embiid contract is great. He's locked up now, so trade him in capital bold letters. That's not happening. He's not getting traded.
I mean, that
Joel's
guy
not going to be traded.
Is that the same guy who hates Rob Thompson? Is he Joel Embiid too? That's actually not.
No, but the guy who hates Rob Thompson texted in. He said, maybe that's why Topper doesn't care if anyone hustles to first base. Lots of hammies in jeopardy when players go 100%. I'm old school, though, and my favorite player was Chase Utley. I appreciate the all-out hustle, but I guess the game has changed.
Utley was injured a lot.
Utley was broken down, beat up, because he went so damn hard all the time. You hate to say, don't go hard, don't run hard. Look, you want everybody hustling all the time, but the guy's right. He says, I'm old school. The game has changed. The game has changed. Sadly, the game has changed. I'm not advocating not hustling and it being like not necessary, but in reality, like you can't bust it every play for 162. You just can't.
I mean, part of one of the jokes they had on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia was the one episode where Rob McElhenney finally meets Chase Utley, and they asked him, "Sir Chase, how's your wrist?" And he's like, "What about my wrist?" Like.
Listen, it's a different era. It's a different time. You know, we go back to like the 80s, the greenies, you know, the steroid era, then it's just a different game now. Like, you know, everything's so different. And I appreciate, look, I'm not going to tell you, do you want guys busting it and hustling? You go try to bust it and hustle at 162 games a year. It's not possible. Like, you got to pick and choose your spot. It's like, you know, it's funny. I told you yesterday, we're going to Iceland.
Yes.
And one of the ideas that we have for Iceland, which is, by the way, very expensive country to go to. Like, once you're in Iceland, it's expensive as hell over there.
Really?
So, like, the hotels are very expensive there. So my girlfriend did the research to find, like, so we might drive, like, a mobile unit all the way around the entire country. But the problem is I don't drive stick shift. I don't know how. I don't know how to drive stick.
Really?
No. Why would I know how to drive stick? I mean, you say really, as if every car, 50% of the cars today. When's the last time? I don't even remember the last time I saw a manual transmission.
Mike, I mean, that's a rite of passage.
I know, but I never owned a car that was my mother and my father, that I really remember anyway. I just didn't have a car in my family, so I don't know how to do it. I've told the story before about how I tried to learn how to drive stick one week because my car broke down and I was going to Syracuse and I was hell bent on going to Syracuse. So I took my buddy's car and he was trying to teach me how to drive stick in like 10 minutes.
And what kind of car was this?
He had like a pickup truck.
Oh, that's even worse.
So I'm driving this little pickup truck and I'm shifting around. I'm like, I got the hang of this thing. Well, the next thing I know, I'm stalled out at a red light in Morgantown, and we didn't have cell phones back then. So I had to get out of the truck.
Go find a payphone?
Go find a payphone and call someone who knew how to drive stick to move the car out of the road because I was holding up the traffic. So she finds she found like a mobile RV, but it's stick shift. A lot of them in Iceland are stick shift. And I said, well, I don't know how to drive stick. So I don't want you driving around the whole entire country. It's not fair.
So for me, Mike, when I was younger, I was not allowed to learn. I was not allowed to drive on my own until I learned how to drive a stick shift. then I was allowed to drive on my own. Even though I already had my license,
Yeah.
Mike, my family was like, you gotta real men know how to drive a stick shift. That's the world
I
grew up in.
I know there is a percentage of the population that feels that driving stick shift is like a man thing to do. I couldn't care less if I know how to drive stick. Like, when am I ever going to need that? It's like going to middle school and learning algebra. I will never use that skill in my life. I wasted all of that time in that class. I could have been learning how to do something that would have been useful.
Yeah, it's like when I was my senior year, I end up I only took pre-calculus because I was trying to prepare myself for college. Then halfway through the class, I was like, this was the biggest waste of time ever.
A lot of like unnecessary math classes I've taken throughout my life.
Just math classes?
A lot of unnecessary classes I've taken throughout my life.
What's Mike's biggest three? Speaking of the big three, what's Mike's Bill's biggest three worst classes he ever took?
Any math class. No, algebra. I don't think I've ever used algebra in any walk of my life. Not in my industry anyway. And in no point in life have I ever said, man, you know what I really used? That algebra that I learned back in By
the way, Josh from KMA chimed in on the text board, Mike. He says, learning to drive a stick is a rite of passage. It's fun.
I know. I took like geology in college. Not unnecessary, but they make you, right? Like you have to take some sort of science.
Yeah, you have to take some sort of science. Yep.
Yeah, geology, the study of rocks, was not something that I've needed in my post-college life.
I took chemistry in the community. That was mine. That was my lab.
I'm trying to think like what else is like totally unnecessary.
I mean, you were at West Virginia. There probably should have been some interesting classes.
Oh, I took some interesting classes, all right. Like techniques of coaching bowling.
What?
Yeah, I had a bowling class in West Virginia. And the class, so West Virginia has the student union has in the basement of the student union, I say the basement, like the bottom underfloor, there is a bar down there and a bowling alley. So the bowling alley and the bar is where the class is.
That sounds cool.
So you would go take the class and the bar, you would sit at the bar for the class.
Interesting.
Bowling class. Yes.
Bowling class.
I took techniques of coaching baseball. I took techniques of coaching basketball. Like they offered all those classes at West Virginia.
Well, that sounds like
the guy who that taught the baseball class was the baseball coach.
There you go. Lines up for you.
So those are classes I've done something with in my post-collegiate career. Algebra, not so much.
You mentioned the baseball coach. He taught the baseball techniques class. That reminds me when I was in high school, Mike, the soccer coach taught the Spanish class. That was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you get that all the time where the coach of the team has to find some class that he doesn't want to teach generally.
Although I wasn't sure.
There's a small percentage of coaches at the high school level
right,
that really want to teach a class. They're generally like, just give me a class, I'll teach it.
I got to be honest, Mike. I think Mr. Urbina was more interested in teaching the Spanish class than he was coaching the soccer team.
I would imagine so. Yeah, that very few high school coaches are like, yeah, I really want to teach.
Mike,
I'm just saying. Although the ones that do really want to teach are lousy coaches generally.
Well, there you go. You just answered you probably answered the next question you were wondering. So.
Yeah, exactly. If you got a guy who prefers to teach over coach, that team's probably not so good.
Yeah, you can imagine.
Just saying. All right, what do you got?
I wanted to.
We're gonna have to go a little rapid fire on these.
Yeah, so I had this like a combination of like nuggets and big three here. Okay, so
Yep.
I wanted to know from you, Mike Gill, which trend, because the Eagles are playing the Saints this weekend, which trend that's on the internet do you think is more realistic? Is it the fact that Derek Carr is only good in presidential election years because his three best years? Or do you think the trend that we have gone over 18 straight days with no homicides and almost no crime in New Orleans because the Saints are 2-0?
Jeez. Man. So Derek Carr is only good every 4 years is what the thing is.
So every presidential election, you look at his stats are his best seasons. It's like a folklore.
Well, I
thing on
would
the
go with
internet.
I would go with that one only because it has nothing to do with the elections. It just has to do with he's an inconsistent player, and sometimes he's good and sometimes he's bad.
So, for example, in 2016, Mike, was when he finished third in the MVP voting. And then in 2020 was his third most passing touchdowns. And both years he had around 4,000 passing yards. So,
Yeah. Well, and look, he is he's a guy that is inconsistent. He's always been inconsistent.
I mean, I just think it's funny that it's like, oh, it's a presidential election year. Derek Carr is going to play well. And like you go back and look at his numbers and you're like, well, I'll be damned. Derek Carr is really good in presidential election years. And those are also the years he's usually healthy, too. Reading it that way, you will.
Yeah. Well, he's been good so far, but he hasn't thrown. They're not like relying on him so far.
No, they haven't had to, but he's been pretty darn efficient. You know, I mean, when you have a 76.9% completion percentage, right?
Helps out when you can run the ball like they can.
By the way, you were asking about wide receivers earlier, Mike. I don't know if you can get your hands on Ronald Dunze, but you might want to play him this week because Keenan Allen is out for their Bears game versus the Colts this weekend.
Dunze out? Did he
No, Keenan Allen is out. Dunze's in.
Did Allen wasn't he hurt last week too, or did he try playing last week?
He tried playing last week, but he's not even on the trip this week. They told him to stay home.
Well, he's getting older, man. That's the problem when you get some of these guys at the end of their careers. We know it. We see it all the time.
Bad news, though, for your significant other's football team, because East Carolina cornerback and top draft prospect Revel Jr., he is done for the year, Mike. Siobhan Revel Jr., he is considered the top quarterback prospect heading into the NFL draft. He tore his ACL in practice this week.
That's a shame. You hate to hear something like that. You know, that's like what happened with Sidney Jones. I mean, his was later in the game. He tore his Achilles. But when you hear guys like that get hurt, and then you wonder what happens to them on draft day for a guy who hasn't played all year.
He was
not going to play most of the year.
So according to ESPN, he was a projected top 15 pick in the NFL draft, and now we'll have to wait and see.
All right. I'm going to have to tell her that.
Does she even know who he is?
She watches.
Okay.
I'm sure she doesn't know him specifically, but she does pay attention.
And finally, Mike, I wanted to get for you. So did you hear the Justin Herbert story?
I'm assuming not.
So all week, people have been wondering, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? So Justin Herbert spoke to the media today, and he revealed what the injury he has been dealing with is. It's a high ankle sprain, to which Herbert said, thankfully, it's only Friday, when they asked him about if he's going to play on Sunday. Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers have listed him as questionable.
Is that not normal, though? I mean,
well, the original report was that it was a foot issue. Remember, he was dealing with a couple of weeks ago the plantar fasciitis issue. But now apparently it is not the foot, it's a high ankle sprain.
This sounds like a hockey situation. Why don't they just describe it as lower body?
Lower body. So there's some random big threes for you, Mike.
They are some real. Might be the.
I am very high, Mike.
All right. What I got in my head right now is game balls, scores, Phillies tonight. You've got Phillies and big game against the Mets here, man. I don't like the way the series started last night, and the Mets are humming right now. Do you want to see the Mets in the playoffs? And they're in right now. They're 2 up on the Braves.
That's correct.
All right, we'll get it. By the way, Phillies game will be on here tonight. It's on Apple Plus, but they will have the game on. And the mainland game will be on here tonight as well. We're getting ready to wrap up the show. I'll give you my game balls, my picks, and my Bet365 play of the day.
This is South Jersey's official home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles continue the 2024 against the Saints.
Taysom Hill takes the snap. He is running, tries to get outside. He is brought down.
Listen to all the action with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick with pregame coverage starting at noon and kickoff at 1 p.m. This is the play-by-play home of the Philadelphia Eagles. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card good for use at Bruno's Italian Market in Ventnor City for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at SeizeTheDeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to SeizeTheDeal.com.
SeizeTheDeal.com. All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Total Wireless is made to totally keep up with you. We now have unlimited data that never slows you down, covered by the Verizon 5G network, and all for less than $30 a month when you get 4 lines. And the best part? We give you a free Samsung Galaxy A54 5G when you switch to the Total 5G Plus Unlimited plan. Visit your local Total Wireless store today. Total Wireless, we're totally with you. Actual speeds may vary by location. For data management practices, see TotalWireless.com.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Oh, yeah, it's on at Matt Blatt Nissan.
New 2024 Nissan Rogue S, 0 down and 2.9% financing for 60 months. But when they're gone, they're gone. Have a trade? Bring it to AJ the Trade Man. He's paying cash, lots of cash, up to 120% more cash than KBB fair market value. Then drive home in your new 2025 Matt Blatt Nissan Kicks. Just $299 per month lease with 0 security deposits. And every new Matt Blatt Nissan comes with our 4-day love it or leave it return policy. Have a job clearing $450 per week at Matt Blatt Nissan? You're virtually approved today with 0 down and low 2.9% financing. MattBlattNissan.com. Unapproved Tier 1 credit for new Matt. Negative equity will be refinanced with the new vehicle. Plus tax tag and $589 doc fee. Offers can't be combined. Call 877-289-6670 or go to MattBlattNissan.com for complete details. 24 months, 10,000 miles, $27.99 due through NEMAC. PIN RC 738396. MSRP 31,115. Offer ends 9/30/2024. It's on at Matt Blatt Nissan on the Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
You're listening to The Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Time for the Bet365 play of the day. It's brought by Bet365, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary. All right, I got the Saints winning Sunday. I'm going to go Saints 31, Eagles 20. 31-20.
You have the Saints covering and the Eagles on the under on the point.
That's what it is. 31-20. 20 Saints over the Eagles. That's my bet 365 play of the day. Game balls. I'm looking for a game ball and you're a loss. Who stands out? I'm going to go. I got nobody on defense that stands out in my mind that has a good matchup here. I'll go to Kobe with a lot of tackles. I think they're going to update the offense there. So, no, I'll go Zach Vaughn with a lot of tackles. He'll be the guy that stands out on defense. Can you tell not too optimistic about this game? I can tell. Yeah, on offense, blue ball will be Saquon Barkley.
I was going to ask you about anytime touchdown.
I don't know about that, but I got Barkley over 80 total yards, and I got Kamara over 80 total yards. Let's those in a parlay, put it together. That's all I got for you today. I'm sorry, I'm a little. It got really busy here at the last minute. People are talking about 99 models and all sorts of stuff. But that's it. Got my BBT. The Wings here at Charlie, they're outstanding. They're going to have the Phillies game on here tonight, the Mainland game on here tonight. It's a great place to watch all the games this weekend. That's the Bud Light. It's been a great tour of 15 years of the Sports Bash. We hope to do something on Fridays in the fall. We do have 99 bottles coming up at Bud Hen in Wildwood Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Hey, Eagle fans.
I'm going to finish those. 3, 2, 1. Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we're live at Ocean's Fanatics Sportsbook. We're looking back at the Eagles and the Saints, plus the Phillies weekend against the Mets. All NFL Week 3, plus football at